Hello everybody, my name is Brandon. Welcome back to Cinefessions, where we talk all things media. So we are in November and the Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection sale is in full swing at this point. So I actually ended up going last weekend right when the sale kicked off, but I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I couldn't find anything. I really went for Incredible Shrinking Man and they just didn't have it. And so that was a little bit disappointing. So I ended up walking out with nothing in my hand, which is ridiculous, but hey, it happened. And so this weekend, I decided, you know what, let's go back up there and see. There were actually 3 titles that I was specifically searching for. Well, 4 if you include Incredible Shrinking Man, which their website says they have, but they don't. I'm sure it's probably on hold for somebody. So I didn't get that one, unfortunately. But the other 3 I was able to find, and then, which I don't typically do, but there was a couple I basically picked up and said, oh, this looks interesting, let's grab it. And so a couple impulse buys as well. And so yeah, 5 new items here from my collection to share with you guys today. And you know, I gotta be honest with you, it's always the November sale where I am not nearly as excited about it as I am with the July sale. And I think it's just because of the proximity, right, to the previous sale. So from July to November, you have what, like 4 months, I guess it is, in between those sales. But then you have like an 8-month gap before the next sale, at least at Barnes & Noble. Obviously, Criterion does do those flash sales, but you know, you got to pay shipping if you don't buy as many. And so whatever. I typically, you know, do most of my shopping during the Barnes & Noble sales. And so next July, I'm sure I'll be super hyped again, and it's my birthday month in July, and so you know, I get gift cards, things like that. So all that to say that these 5 today will likely be the only ones I grab, excluding a 4K title, because obviously you guys will probably know that Criterion is releasing their first 4K batch of titles in the month of November here. And so I'm not 100% sold yet on which one I'm going to get, but I know I want to get at least one of them just to, you know, support it and check it out, see how they look. But the other one I'm considering is Incredible Shrinking Man, if I can get my hands on it. I don't know though. We'll see where the month takes us, but this is probably going to be the bulk of everything I grab from Criterion in the month of November here. But anyway, guys, I am excited to share with you guys what I did pick up, because there are some cool titles here. But if you guys do enjoy this video, as always, give it a like down below. That really does help me out. And you know, let's do it. Let's not waste any more time at all. Let's dive right in to my November Barnes & Noble Criterion Collection haul. I'm going to start off with the impulse buy here of the day, because this is one that I'd always heard of before, but I never really looked into it at all, so I didn't know much about it. It always just, you know, escaped me. But today I picked it up, looked at the back, and it sounded really interesting, so I had to grab it. This is World on a Wire from 1973, and this is directed by Rainer Werner Fassbinder, and this is spine number 598. And so what really sold me on this is on the back here, it says, with dashes of Stanley Kubrick, Kurt Vonnegut, and Philip K. Dick, Fassbinder tells the noir spike tale of reluctant hero, blah, blah, blah. But he's a cybernetics engineer. And what's at risk in this film is a virtual reality. So it sounds right up my alley. I am very intrigued to see what this one is all about. You guys can see some of the special features here. They do have quite a few on this one, which is another reason I wanted to grab it. Just an awesome cover design on this too. And so yeah, it is a sci-fi film of some sort that sounds like it's right up my alley. So I don't know how this one has always escaped me over the years, but I definitely am happy to add this one to the collection and cannot wait to watch it. So is this a good one? Did I make a smart choice on my impulse buy this time around? Let me know if you guys have seen this one. But yeah, so World on a Wire from 1973, spine number 598 is the first one I ended up grabbing, my first impulse buy of the day. This next one was an impulse buy for me. I did not set out to pick this one up, but it was on my mind because I actually, which is sitting right next to me still, Blowout, I just reviewed for Neo-Noirvember, and this one is supposedly loosely inspired, I guess, by, I'm gonna butcher this name, Michelangelo Antonioni, I believe is how you would say that, but his movie Blowout from 1966. Apparently in this one, the main character catches a murder on film as well, much like Blowout. And so because of that and the inspiration that this caused, I had to pick it up because Blowout was one that I really enjoyed, so I want to see how they do this one. Yeah, so this is another one that has a boatload of special features back there, and just an awesome case. It's not like a typical, Blu-ray case. obviously none of them are typical, but even for Criterion, it is a little bit different. It's like a cardboard sleeve. And so really interesting case. It's bigger than the normal releases, and I just had to see it. Like the screenshots for this on Criterion's website, they look awesome, and it just looks like a movie I will enjoy, especially having loved Blow Out. So yeah, really excited to check Blow Up out from 1966, directed by Michelangelo Antonioni. And if I'm butchering that, please correct me down below, because I feel like I'm saying it wrong. But this is spine number 865, by the way. So yes, the only other impulse buy of the day was Blow Up from 1966. Speaking of neo-noir-vember, I had to grab this one because it is in that same style of neo-noir, and it's one of the bigger ones that I didn't own that was in the Criterion collection. This is Michael Mann's Thief, and this one is from 1981, and it is spine number 691. So this is one that I have wanted for a while now, but I knew it was available streaming on like HBO Max, I think is where I saw it, and so I ended up passing on it in the past. But this time around, with like neo-noir on the brain, having watched Blow Out recently and gonna watch these other three that I talked about already, yeah, I just decided, you know what, I want this in the physical form. It just is supposed to be an excellent release from them. There is a brand new 4K transfer on this as well, which is really cool, so it should look great. Yeah, I don't know, this just looks like it's gonna be a really good one. So yeah, very excited to check this one out finally. Have always heard excellent things about it, and now that neo-noir is on the brain, I just had to grab it. So Thief from 1981, directed by Michael Mann, spine number 691. The last two that I picked up today are both documentaries, and I was actually, both of these are ones that have been on my list to purchase for a couple years now, honestly. But I was watching recently a YouTube video that was like something about top 10 documentaries that caught things they weren't expecting or something like that. And so one of them on the list was Gimme Shelter. This, of course, is the Rolling Stones documentary that ended up catching the death of one of the young Rolling Stones fans in this concert. And so, yeah, it was just a concert gone wrong, essentially. And so yeah, that was one of the main reasons this ended up back toward the top of my list again, because they were talking about it. It reminded me, like, I need to see this movie. I need it in my collection. And so yes, this one is from 1970, and it is spine number 99, so an older one from the collection. But yeah, so Rolling Stones are an incredible band, and this is just supposed to be an amazing documentary. The crew did not set up to capture what they did, and so that's what makes it even more fascinating to me. Like, I love documentaries, and, you know, Rolling Stones are fantastic. So this one should be really good. I'm a big true crime buff, and so it's similar, you know, it is a crime caught on tape, I guess I'll say. And so, yeah, I don't know, just everything about it sounded great. And look at all the special features back there. It is loaded. And so this was one that I definitely wanted to grab, and I finally did. And so Gimme Shelter from 1970, spine number 99 is the first documentary I ended up picking up today. Last but not least on this list today is the only film that I've actually seen previously. I rented this back when I was still renting discs from Netflix, like many years ago. But this is another true crime documentary. This is from 1988. We have The Thin Blue Line. And this, of course, is by Errol Morris. I might be butchering his first name, but this is often looked at as kind of one of the blueprints for contemporary true crime documentaries. And this was a wonderful film when I watched it the first time through. And of course, this deals with a wrongfully accused man. And so this one is excellent. It is just kind of a classic in this niche genre of true crime documentaries. And so, yeah, this is another one I had to check out, again, on Blu-ray. And it has an interview with the director of the act of killing. But the cool thing on here is there is a report from 1989 covering the main person that this is discussing, their release from prison. And so that is fascinating to me. That I did not see that in the past. On the DVD, it may have been included. It probably was, frankly, but I didn't catch it. And so, yes, very excited to revisit this one on Blu-ray and to have it in my collection. Just as a true crime guy, like, this is one that needs to be in my collection, especially since it was released by Criterion. So, an excellent true crime doc. If you've not seen it and you're into that genre, I guess I'll call it, then you need to check this one out. So The Thin Blue Line from 1988, directed by Errol Morris, one that should be in any true crime buff's collection, and I am very happy now to say that it's in mine. So that is the last of the Blu-rays that I ended up picking up today. All right, so there are my 5 new additions to my Criterion collection. So yes, I think there are some really interesting films in this, a couple of documentaries, one that I am super excited to finally see, another one that I'm happy to have in the collection. So just a lot of really great stuff, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Are any of these ones that you've seen in the past? If so, let me know what you recommend from my list down in the comments below. I always appreciate all of your support down there, and I also want to know, what are you guys grabbing this November? And are you like me? Are you a little less excited about the November sale versus the July sale? I think it's the time in between sales. I'm always more hyped for July than I tend to be for November, but that's just how it goes. I'm still excited to get, cheaper Criterion Blu-rays. Oh, one thing I also want to mention is that not only are Criterion Blu-rays on sale, but they also have Blu-rays from Arrow that are on sale right now at Barnes & Noble. And so something else to keep in mind, I want to grab Dune on 4K, but I don't want to pay it's a $60 sticker price, and I still don't want to pay $30 for it. Like, I would love to get that one on 4K for closer to $20. But anyway, definitely check that out if you're interested in Arrow titles as well. But let me know down in the comments below, have you guys seen any of these? And if so, what do you recommend from my list of 5 here that I've picked up? Is there any that you would recommend? Maybe you didn't need to pick that one up. Let me know that down below as well. And tell me what you're grabbing, most importantly. I would love to hear what titles you guys have picked up during this sale. I know some of you have already, hit me up on Twitter to let me know what you grabbed. And there are some really cool pickups this time around. So let me know if you're grabbing any of those 4K titles as well. But anyway, tell me everything, apparently, down in those comments below. I always appreciate all of that support. But anyway, guys, if you did enjoy this video, please give it a like down below. That really does help me out. And like I always say, I don't just talk movies, I talk all things media, be it books, movies, video games, graphic novels, manga. If it's media related, I'm interested in it. And if you are too, you might consider subscribing. All right, guys, so that's going to do it for today. I just want to say thank you all so much for watching, and I want to encourage you to consume some media today. I'll catch you next time.